Hello there guys, it's Captain Invisible here and welcome to another turn of the Grand Campaign Hot Seat from Medieval 2 Total War. This is going to be turn number 11 and it's been a while since we've played a turn of this, so although I've had a look at the turn, it's still not as fresh in my mind about what we're planning to do as it usually is. So you'll have to bear with me whilst I try and play around with this turn. As I say, it's turn number 11 and we do have some stuff we want to get done, so let us begin. That's way too long, let's try again. Yeah, that looks about right. So we've got a new general, a benefactor of Prince Simon, so it's one of Prince Simon's bastard children, I guess. He's adopted this this young commander, Crivelli. Dio Crivelli. Again, my Italian's not great. In fact, my Italian is pretty horrible. But this guy's he's got no command yet, but he's got some dread and he's quite loyal and he's quite pious as well. And he's still young, so he's still got some learning to do. We can certainly do with him in our armies, which I shall go over in a bit. So we will accept him, and he's gonna sit down in Tunis with Prince Simon. So we've got two generals over here, and then we've got Alberto over here that we're planning to use as well at some point. Just the end of turn report. We've got a total of 2,170. So we've got quite a lot of money this turn to play around with. So we're gonna sort of use pretty much all that up this turn. I did sort of go through the turn and I did manage to spend all of it, but I think there's other things I want to do with it that might not make it so that I spend all of it this turn, but certainly will go a long way to spending that as we normally do. So it looks like militarily we've got France on top. Financially the Papal States, again the AI kind of cheats with these financial things. Production, France again. Population is Pixelated Apollo with Egypt, and then we've got although it's not Pixelated Apollo anymore. I don't know how updated you guys are, but Pixelated Apollo has been switched out for Egypt in space of game something or other. I do apologise. I really should have done my research before doing this turn, but yeah, Pixelated Apollo's gone anyway, and he's been swapped out by a new player, which will be quite interesting. So yeah, the Egyptian population is top, and then overall France is still top. Now I've had a few people message me saying, sort of, basically, we need to do something about France because he's getting too big. I've known for like five or six turns that we need to do something about France, and no one's cared to sort of partake in any of it. So you can all you can all see now what's going on. Total War fan is an incredibly good hot seat player, and he's going to do this kind of thing. He's going to sort of take us all for a good showing, and it's only now that people are realising that actually things are not going to go as well for the rest of them, which is tough titties as far as I'm aware, as far as I'm concerned, because yeah, you all had your chance, so now it's a bit too late now to complain that Total War fan is in a position now of supreme power. However, he's large, he's not undefeatable, he's just very big. I think Total War fan's greatest weakness is his diplomacy. It is horrendous at the best of times, backstabbing both England and Spain down here, and I have no doubts that he will backstab many more people in the process. But as I say, it's just it's just an opinion of mine that we should have done something about him sooner. As I say, I'm not in a position to do anything at the moment, but the people I have spoken to weren't too keen on poking the bear, which, you know, the bear's turned into a dragon and now you're all screwed. So, with that in mind, with diplomacy in mind, we're gonna carry on with our turn. So I'm looking at sort of creating more defences for these two settlements, because I checked the diplomacy earlier, and France is allied with the Moors, which is it's an interesting situation because it puts the Moors at a real. It's very, very disadvantageous for the Moors. A ceasefire would have been better, just a general sort of non-aggression pact. But an alliance really puts him in a tough position because if he's allied with the French, it means he can't really push against the French because he's allies with them. So the Moors are more likely going to come after me, which is an issue for them because the French have been known not to keep diplomacy, diplomatic relations and agreements. So, you know, if the Moors attack me, the French will attack them in the back, and if they don't agree to the French will probably attack them anyway. I don't know what the Moors' intentions are with allying with France, but as I say, I'm going to have defences to make up for it, so it doesn't matter either way. We're going to position an army, I think about here. Maybe a bit further back. No, I think here's good. I want him so that he's on the road so that the Moors can't use the road to come down here, but I want him in a position so that he blocks this passway as well. So I think this, as you can see, the green thing kind of blocks this. I don't know whether you can probably send troops around that way actually, although that's impossible terrain anyway. I wonder if this stream crossway then doesn't actually lead you out here. It doesn't look like there's any way to get past that. Yeah, so that's fine. So we're on the road, we're blocking this bridge, so no armies are going to swoop down and try and get over here. So that's good. We've got I think Prince Simon's more than capable of watching over this place on his own. I don't think I can get this guy back in the same turn, so we'll just leave him there. Prince Simon's quite a good diplomat, so he can stay there. Alberto, General Alberto, he is just going to wait here. He's got quite a sizable cavalry force actually, 4 units of cavalry. A handful of spearmen and an archer unit, so he's in a fairly stable position. We're just going to get some more ships. Could always do with some more ships in this region. Going to send a ship down here as well, just to watch again, just to maintain this defense at Tunis. And then Alberto can just sit here with this fleet. As you can see, the fleet can actually reach Cagliari. It can actually land forces over here, so there's no way the Moors are really going to be able to attack and take Cagliari without serious repercussions from my army with spies. So we do have quite a significant defence over here. Not much else to do. We're going to buy a port here, and then we're going to recruit another spy, just because spies. We could do with a lot of spies, and if we get another one in this army, that's 3 spies, 3 fairly capable spies that we'll have. As I say, if the Moors do attack, we can then use that army to be a bit more aggressive on them. I'm not planning to just yet, but as I say, that alliance with the French is a bit of a concern because it means he's securing his northern border and potentially going to push against me, unless he's using it just as a breather. As I've probably said before, but I'll say again anyway. I always consider 3 different scenarios for every single player in this campaign. Every single faction in this campaign, I consider 3 different things that they can do in their turns, and pick a most likely one, and then just form my defenses and attacks based on that. So yeah, it's something that I've done. Does something a bit strange here. What have I done? Wonder if it's the spy. Yes, I'm just thinking what I did last turn, and yeah, don't think I got the spy. So yeah, I've been considering what everyone else is going to be doing in their turns, and certainly the Moors. If the Moors have created an alliance, that's just going to add to their ability to attack me. So attacking me is probably going to be the main thing they're going to do. It's very sensible of them to do that. But as I say, it is going to get their army into some serious bother if they think that I'm just going to let them let them take Cagliari without serious repercussions. So that's pretty much my turn sorted. What you just saw me do is just get my general off, get my army off the ship, just to buy another ship. So it gives me 5. I thought I already had 5 ships in this fleet, but obviously not. So I just bought another one. And we've now got a nice healthy fleet to do some damage with. So we're just going to keep pushing this way. From my sources, there is apparently an Egyptian fleet round about here. I think it's about here actually. Quite a sizable one, 11 ships. It's not really of a concern unless it catches my ships, in low numbers, sort of one ship each. It's not going to be a threat to a fleet of 4 ships, so apparently anyway. So I've got at least some coverage, and he's not going to be able to get through here without being trapped between my own navy. So his Egyptian fleet is sort of consigned to this part of the water. If he tries to come up here, I think Venice will have something to say. So the Egyptians are fairly well contained. The only target he could really go for is Tripoli, and it's not exactly the best of settlements. So yeah, in terms of diplomacy, we are still allies with Milan and Venice. We are not allied with the Holy Roman Empire anymore because I believe Venice has attacked them. So that's made us come out of the alliance with the Holy Roman Empire, which I'm fine with, because the whole point of our alliance, and people keep asking me this as well, was to stop the Venetians, the Milanese, and myself, Sicily, from just completely destroying each other. This happens quite a lot in the standard grand campaign against the AI, and I didn't want it to happen here. We're all sensible people. We all know diplomacies. We can all use diplomacy to great effect, and just to see us all destroy each other simply because we're in such close proximity to each other is a little bit harsh. Because the whole Roman Empire would just use that and just come down and finish the rest of us off anyway. The reason the whole Roman Empire was part of it was because he had Boulogne, and he could act as a mitigator. If Venice attacked Milan, then he could come down and attack Venice. If Milan attacked Venice, then vice versa. The only one he wouldn't have been able to stop is me attacking Venice, but it's really hard for me to really get involved in any Italian diplomacy. I'm quite far out, which is what I wanted. I wanted to be towards the south of the campaign map anyway, just to keep myself out of the way of the European slugfest that will no doubt come to light. So that's pretty much it. We're gonna be making a modest amount next turn. I did put a port up here, so we definitely need to get our trade up at Naples. Is it only going to take 2 turns? Yeah, 2 turns. That should be fantastic, because at the moment Palmeno is our best trading point, and that's because it's got a port. So a port in Naples should give us quite a lot more trade and should help us on our way to becoming quite a nice empire. I think that's pretty much everything. Let me just check my generals as well. Yeah, Prince Simon's not a great general, but he's quite a good diplomat. Alberto's just sitting and waiting. Ottobono is the crusading army with quite a sizable crusading force. I'm gonna look to see what I can do with that. Then just some admirals, our new general, and then him. Agents wise, we've got a couple of priests about, mainly down in this region, and then we should have 4 spies and a diplomat. My diplomat I'm going to bring down here towards the Moors, just to see what I can offer them. I mean, I'm not in the way of playing the whole diplomacy game. There's no way the Moors they don't have a good chance at really breaking through my defence here. There's not a lot they can do. They can only land at Cagliari or Tunis unless they want to try and push this gap, and it's gonna cost them. You know, Tunis is pretty well defended. I've got my navy ready to strike, and if he attacks Cagliari again, I can counter-attack with this force here. So again, there's not a lot the Moors can really do to attack me, but as I say, his alliance might just be one just to give himself some breathing room, which again is quite a nice move, because there's all these Spanish settlements that are sort of up for grabs, and there's some rebel settlements I think over here as well. So, you know, giving himself that breathing space is obviously going to be useful. That's pretty much the turn over and done, so I'm just going to end the turn here. There's nothing else I need to do. In terms of these statistics, we're sort of still just on a level. I'm obviously planning something really big, but as I said, the Sicilians just have such a slow start in the campaign. A lot of people have again a lot of people talk to me about my campaign. I try not to reveal too much, but they're all quite impressed that I've managed to survive this long, and build up a substantial little six settlement empire, which, you know, it's fairly easy if you do it fairly quickly for the Sicilians, but they are financially inept in a lot of cases, so you really have to push hard and just build, and hopefully you will succeed. So that's about the turn, so I will end it here, and then I can save it once it's finished doing what it's doing. I suppose it's just moving some forces. There we are. And rename this as Poland. As you guys are probably aware by now, I'm quite interested in the whole Polish-Russian war. I think those guys are having quite a fun time. Certainly, if you like action and you like the intricate army movements of a hot seat, then certainly watching Legend do anything is usually a good thing. And certainly, Tsar is a very capable hot seat player as well. So they're both having quite a nice slogfest up in the north. Similar to what the Turks and Hungary are doing in Turkey. Again, some really nice moves from both parties to try and outdo one another. Certainly more exciting than my turns. At the moment, I'm just building up and trying to make something of Sicily. Hopefully will be more of a later stage force. At the moment, survival's obviously the main goal, as a lot of players have already died to their unsuccessful diplomatic prowess. I like to think I'm more of a diplomat than the most. Certainly, my hot seat skill is not great, so I have to use what I'm given. So that's the end of turn 11. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you all in turn number 12, where we will hopefully be able to make something more of this campaign. Certainly, turn 13 will be quite an interesting one. I shall I will sort of leave you with that one, because that one should be a lot more exciting. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you all in the next one.